In Fox 5 Health News, flu shot or flu mist, which is a better option for your kids when it's time to get them vaccinated come fall?
Joining us now is Fox 5 medical contributor Dr. Devi of NYU School of Medicine. You know, we were just talking about this during the break. We had heard about it. It was hot for a minute.
And then didn't they say
like,
don't use it because it doesn't work?
Yeah. So what's the deal?
So you're actually supposed to go with the shot. At least for the past couple years, they said that, and then this is the plan for this coming year, that the shot is better.
Right.
It's not that the spray is dangerous or that there's something bad about it, but it just hasn't been able to match the flu viruses that are out in the community. Nowadays.
Right, because they have to sort of make that educated guess.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like a weather forecast. So you have to predict which types of flu viruses, which strains will be around and kind of affect us in the fall. And then the manufacturers have to start making it way in advance, right? So
I mean, it's funny because I'm thinking that the shots aren't that effective sometimes. So
sometimes that's true, but the CDC thinks that still they tend to be a better match.
Then, yes.
And so they recommend them. Now, you know, the American Academy of Pediatrics just looked to see, is this recommendation true for kids as well? So it seems to be. So the shot is safe if you're 6 months or older. If you're younger than 6 months, then you're not supposed to get the shot. And anyway, with the nasal spray, you know, you have to be at least 2 years old to get the nasal spray. So if you're in that interval, you would have gotten the shot regardless. Now let's say that for whatever reason your child can't get the shot and you were not going to get anything, then the nasal spray is still better than nothing, so it's not something where you should avoid it. It's just that if you can get the shot, it's better to get the shot. Exactly.
Copy that. All right, makes sense.
Poison ivy. I didn't realize that. I spent a lot of time memorizing that picture right there, but apparently the plant comes in all sorts of sizes and shapes. I didn't realize that.
Brett, I always thought it was like red and green.
It can have different looks, so you know, you can look for 3 types of lobes, or sometimes those can be hard to differentiate. I used to think that it was just on the ground, but it can be a vine. It can kind of overtake dead trees.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it can be difficult to tell that way. If you see something with black spots on it, that could be the oil, or if you have, it can turn black, especially on white paper. But if you have any suspicion that you've come into contact with poison ivy, the best thing to do is just jump in the shower, wash all those clothes immediately to get that oil perhaps off your skin as much as possible, and definitely off all your clothes. Because otherwise, let's say it's gotten on something and then you keep touching different areas of your body with it, you can have that sensitivity or reaction develop. Same thing can happen with a pet too. If the pet got it on their fur, they may not have the poison ivy reaction, but if you rub up against them, then
No, Anna was sending me snaps today of the dog in the park and high grass and everything. I'm like, I pray this isn't poison ivy or anything else.
Well, exactly, yeah, it's hard to tell.
What's crazy is I totally forgot about poison ivy because we're all so super obsessed with ticks.
Right.
True.
Yeah, this won't kill you, but it'll make your life real annoying for a week or two.
Exactly. But there are reasons to go to the ER. So let's say if poison ivy affects your face and your eye is starting to swell or swell shut, then you would go to the ER. If it's covering a significant part of your body or kind of the genital region, then you want to go to the ER. So some of those things, you know, any trouble breathing, which sometimes people will think, okay, you know, maybe there's a little fire, or burn the poison ivy or something that will get rid of it. It just puts all of that stuff into the air so it can get into your lungs. So
jeez,
exactly.
I didn't know that one. Wow.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted to destroy poison ivy, you might think that would work, but that's not the way to go. So
crazy.
So any of those symptoms and suspicion of poison ivy, better to go to the
durable
ER.
if they can, you know, be burned and then just go in the air and still affect you. Wow,
yeah,
that's crazy.
and then you breathe them in, right? So
this is a very interesting tutorial, right?
Poison ivy, super predator of nature. My God.
Well, I didn't mean to make it
what a
sound
formidable
that way,
foe. No, I have a healthy respect for poison ivy, and I always have. All right, Dr. Devi, we appreciate it. That is wild. Be careful, though. That is no fun having poison ivy.